Hello students, welcome to biology class. Today we are going to study about a sectional view of the small intestine, and we are going to discuss more about digestive gland. So see, when you study about the digestive system, so digestive system is what? The breaking down of the food substance, yes or no? So that will be which is associated with the digestive gland as well as the alimentary canal. So we are going to discuss more about the digestive gland. So the digestive glands include salivary gland, pancreas, liver, intestinal gland and gastric gland. So which one will be the major and which one will be the minor? We are going to discuss now. How does your body benefit from the food you eat? Which small part of the digestive system does a big job of handling most of the digestion process? Where does most of the absorption of the nutrient take place? So for all these questions, one and only the answer is small intestine. It is a small intestine where, though it is small in diameter, but it will be the longest part of the gastrointestinal system. So the small bowel is one of the commonly known and commonly used small intestine name. So the organ is responsible for the absorption of about more than 90% of the nutrient from the food. So the small intestine starts from the pyloric sphincter, that is from the stomach at the lower end of the stomach, and continues to the beginning of large intestine. So that's all about the small intestine. So last class we discussed about what is small intestine and how do they perform and what is the main function. So today in class we are going to study about the histology of the small intestine. So what will be the when you study under the microscope, what will be the structure? So that we are going to discuss in detail now. So a sectional view of the small intestinal villi. So first, what is histology? Histology is the study of tissues. Okay, now small intestine histology means the study of the small intestinal tissues with the help of microscope. So the small intestine histology is both like very complex and interesting too. The small intestine wall is made up of 4 different layers. So each of these layers is both like structurally and functionally different from others. So all the layers will not do the same function. So the mucosa serves as a site for secretion and absorption. The smooth muscle layer which is present in the mucosal region. So there will be, it generates the waves of the peristaltic movement for the pushing the foodstuff along the lumen. So what are the 4 layers of the small intestinal wall? That day we studied in the alimentary canal, the layer wall, right? What are they? Mucosa, submucosa, muscularis externa and serosa. So here we are going to discuss. Okay, so this will be the precise description of each of this layer. So what is the thing? So first will be the mucosa. So mucosa will be the innermost layer which forms the lining, which gives the lining to the lumen of the bowel. So this layer is responsible for secreting the mucus and other substance into the lumen. And next one is the first and foremost part of the intestinal mucosal layer, the epithelium, where it consists of the single layer of the cell, the laminal propera and the muscularis mucosa provides support and articulation to the epithelium. So only we are calling that as which has a specialized cell to provide a large surface area for the absorption of the nutrients. So there will be like a finger-like projection of the villi. Okay, so this folding will be like, looks like irregular fold, small finger-like projection which is called villi. Okay, so what is the villi? There will be the circular fold, not only to increase the surface area but also it helpful for the absorption, but there will be like slow down process where there will be the passage of the luminal content will be taken place. So there will be the outgrowth like a small finger like projection where you can see the irregular fold. Okay, there will be like irregular fold that is called as what? Villi. So this villi where have a microscopic projection, so that we will be calling that as a microvilli. So this microvilli will have the network of capillaries like the arteries and veins which supports the function, and there will be the large lymph vessels are called lateral. So this lateral which is embedded with what? The network of capillaries and the large lymph vessels, and this have a specialized cell as goblet cell. So what is the cell called? Goblet, G-O-B-L-E-T, goblet. So this goblet cells do a function. It helps in the lubrication of the thing. So the single cell thick epithelium of the small intestine contains different types of the functions. One is like the nutrient absorbing, second one is protection, third one is hormone secreting, and the fourth one is antimicrobial, fifth one is immune cells. So these are the thing which have the thing to be do a major functions in the small intestine. So next we are going to discuss one of the interesting topic in this digestion absorption is digestive gland. Okay, so the digestive gland is like a very special gland which can secrete the digestive juices to perform digestion of the complex compound. So what are the digestive glands? So the digestive glands are those having duct that pour secretion into the digestive system. So an alimentary canal and digestive gland are the parts of the human digestive system. So the human digestive system, the two important thing, one is the alimentary canal and associated with the digestive glands. So this will be the complete set where we will be calling that as a digestive system. So without digestive gland, what happens? There will be like no digestion will occur, because these glands which is associated where it want to secrete, there will be like lot of secretion. So there will be the secretion, more number of the enzymes to digest the food materials, that will be like the complex into very simpler one. So the digestive glands are those having a duct that pours secretion, okay, into the digestive system. So an alimentary canal and the digestive gland are the part of the human digestive system. So the various parts of the alimentary canal we have studied, what are they? They are the mouth, teeth, esophagus, pharynx, small intestine, large intestine, stomach and the anus. So these are the parts of the alimentary canal. Okay, so this will be the recap for you. And the digestive gland associated with the alimentary canal includes the salivary gland, liver, pancreas, gastric gland, intestinal glands. So these are the glands which is associated for the breaking down the food materials, where it secretes some enzymes. So the major one so there will be like 5 number. In this, the major one will do a major function. Okay, so that it indicates and it categorized as 3 types. They are salivary gland, liver and pancreas. So these are the 3 associated glands which do the major functions. And the gastric glands and intestinal glands are also the gland which is associated in the digestive glands. So now we are going to discuss about the digestive gland, how do they perform the functions. Okay, so the digestive glands are what? The ducts that pour the secretions. So it includes salivary gland, liver, pancreas, gastric gland and the intestinal glands. So these plays the major role. What are they? Salivary glands, liver, pancreas plays the major role in the part of digestive gland. Now these each glands will produce what? Okay, what it does the function. So the first one is salivary gland. So salivary gland will secrete like salivary amylase, which helps in the breaking down of the starch. Okay, breaking down the carbohydrates. So that is the main function of the salivary amylase. And next one is liver. So liver is the largest organ which have what? Its functions to produce or to secrete the bile juice to break down the fat molecule which present in the food substance. And next one is pancreas. So pancreas is other organ where it produces the pancreatic juices to digest the food molecules. Our next one is gastric gland. So gastric gland is what? The stomach. The stomach as a gland. Okay, so what are they? They are the HCl, that is the hydrochloric acid, pepsin, enzymes and mucus. So this pepsin enzyme which helps in the breaking down of the protein molecule, and the mucus will be like what? There will be the secretion of the mucus for the food. Want to be like it will be act like a lubrication thing. And next one is intestinal gland, where it produces the intestinal juices to break fat molecules and the bile salts. So out of these, the salivary gland, liver and pancreas do a major functions called what? Digestion, absorption. So these are the function which is done by the major associated glands are called salivary gland, liver and pancreas. So the digestive glands associated with the alimentary canal, it includes salivary glands, liver and the pancreas. So now we're going to discuss more about the saliva. Saliva is mainly produced by three pairs of the salivary gland. The parotid, present in the cheekbone, the submaxillary in the lower jaw, and the sublingual below the tongue. So these glands, situated just outside the buccal cavity, secrete the salivary juice into the buccal cavity. So next we are going to discuss about the liver. Liver is the largest gland of the body, which weighs about 1.2 to 1.5 kg in the adult human. Where it is situated? It is situated in the abdominal cavity just below the diaphragm, and it has a two lobe. So that lobe is called the hepatic lobule, where it has the structural and functional unit of liver containing the hepatic cells arranged in the form of like a cord. So this lobule, which is covered by a thin connective tissue called gills and capsule. So the bile secreted by the hepatic cells passes through the hepatic duct and is stored and concentrated in a thin muscular sac called gallbladder. So what is gallbladder? The hepatic duct which have the storage capacity it looks like a muscular sac. Okay, so that is gallbladder. So the duct of gallbladder along with the hepatic duct from the liver forms the common bile duct. So the bile duct and the pancreas duct open together into the duodenum. So where duodenum is present in the small intestine. So this will be the common hepatopancreatic duct, which is guarded by a sphincter cells called the sphincter of Oddi. So the pancreas is a compound which will be act as like a both exocrine and endocrine, which is elongated organ where it's situated between the limbs of the C-shaped duodenum. So the exocrine portion secretes an alkaline pancreatic juice containing enzyme, and the endocrine portion secrete hormone called insulin and glucagon. So these are the function of the pancreas. So the duct system of liver, gallbladder and pancreas we discussed. Students, we studied about the sexual view of the small intestine. So there we discussed more about the villi. So what is villi? Villi is like irregular in shape, and there will be like finger-like projection outgrowth in the small intestine. So that is called villi. There will be like micro projection tubular structure. So that is called microvilli. So this and all we discussed in the sexual view of small intestine. Later on we discussed more about the digestive gland. So we studied about the salivary gland, pancreas, liver, intestinal gland and gastric gland. So what are the major glands? Salivary gland, liver and pancreas, and we studied more about the functions. So how these associated glands do the various functions we studied. Thank you.